Hola, hola. And happy Saturdays.
Let's do.
And make sure you follow Tea with Chelsea.
And then.
Chelsea, I think. I love her vibe. Hello, another venture. Sorry, I can't do the Mickey Mouse voice, but you do a great impersonation. That's how I'm feeling. It's like the Disney magical spirits floating around the atmosphere. That's exactly how I'm feeling, at least. It's a great analogy.
Got 4 cards.
All right, babe. Let me come back to you. Let's just jump right into it. Since this is a gorgeous day, I'm feeling the energy, and my ancestor said, let's just jump into it and do a beautiful video today. Why not? Today is the day that Judas betrayed Yeshua, right? Yahweh, Yehoshua. If you know, you know. And it's so fitting because it seems like God is the grand architecture, right? And so how everything's playing out is just funny as my ancestors fly by. Because these last few days, I just been like, I don't like using the word force, but since I've been solo dolo forever, right? And this hopefully will help explanation will help people understand why I do certain things, why I guess I am a control freak. Because when you're like tossed in the lion's den, like Daniel, if you know, you know, and you have your 3 friends, and then let's just say, as an analogy, just for learning purposes, that your 3 friends got deployed somewhere else and that you were solo dolo. And then you had to like persevere through whatever trials and tribulations God laid out in front of our path. And you have to rely on your instincts and God's voice, right? That's when isolation comes in. A lot of people are scared to sit in silence. Like, it was funny, I was looking up, I was like, where has Nene been at, right? Because I think I haven't seen her. So I looked her up, and then I saw her on one of her videos, and she was like, oh, this goes up to the doom scrollers. I can't just sit still for 5 minutes. Like, all right, well, she's salty, and I just jumped off her video real quick. Like, all right. He's God showing me like who's who and who's about it. And long story short, is like when you're isolated for so long due to God's orchestrated plan, you rely on getting things done yourself because you've given people assignments, right? And they have fumbled the ball. They've dropped it. They sabotaged it. They did whatever, changed the narrative. So you learn to get things done yourself, right? So during my stage of surrendering, at times it's difficult, bridging the cosmic wifey, us that's been raised with parents or micromanagers where you sit down too long, they yell at you, or like, well, I forgot the saying that my parents used to say, like, if you have enough time to sit down, you have enough time to clean. Let's get up here, this dust, and like, the weekends, I dreaded in a way. But my dad back in the day, during Saturdays, he was cool. Like, my dad was like the chill dad. He let us go out and be adventurous. Some hobbits, some hardy boys, yada yada, if you know, you know. But my mom, on the opposite side, she was more controlling and so forth. So on Saturdays, it would be chore day, but my dad would let us watch Saturday morning cartoons, bowl of Captain Crunch, whatever, Lucky Charms, whatever, float your boat back then. Try to think of some good cereals that we used to crush. You remember like the G.I. Joe cereal, you know what I mean? Like all the, Sugar Crisp, Fruit Loops, just all the good stuff that brings back the childish memories and the feelings. But my dad would let us get in some Saturday morning cartoons before he busted out the chores. We had to do clean the bathrooms, vacuum, dust, everything, yada yada. So long story short, so I won't zone off and forget my download for this freestyle download of daily motivation and no filter. Welcome back, and whoever's new, welcome. My name's Alonzo Hayes. All right. I just didn't want to forget my download. Check out my previous videos to catch up, but I love each and every one that's been supporting and not been fake. So he let us do our Saturday morning cartoons, get it in, and then hit us with the list of chores. Then he married my stepmom when we went to Turkey, Marie Burroughs, but her name's Christopher Burroughs. That's the one that sold me out and so forth, the ringleader. But once again, these names I'm calling out is Operation Embarrassment. So if I'm wrong at all about any of these names that I'm saying for my family, then they can come out and defend themselves. And if I'm wrong, publicly, I will say, hey, I'm so sorry. You know what I mean? Going through the spiritual warfare, I was a little confused. I am sorry for calling you out like that, but you never defended yourself, and due to your actions that I rewound all through my life, it's fitting. You fit the role. And I told you when I was shrooming, I saw your little evil ass, and bada bing, I shoved you out the way and I grabbed my inheritances back and shit. So if you know, you know. I wish you well. She would always act like I had mental issues and shit, so I already know what it is. And she would love to buy me clothes every weekend. Hey, you want me to buy you clothes and stuff? Making me feel like I couldn't handle my own stuff when I stayed at her house in DC and shit. So like everything I'm going back and playing out in my mind's eye and how my brothers treated me. Hey, you need to sign your will. You need this insurance. You need this. You need this. You need this. Well, you're not going to be around when you get your insurance. Something, you know, just little comments and shit they said. So I know they placed me under some false conveyorship program and power of attorney and just lied to me and stole everything, right? The story's redundant because that's what it is. But what I'm explaining is I need to fall back and let the universe do its thing because I was so grabbing the steering wheel because I've been abandoned so long. This is not my story. I'm just reiterating what I've been through because we have new people listening every day. And I'm a life coach, so fuck y'all. I'm doing what I'm doing. This is what we do. Redundancy is the sister of success, so I'm going to keep on staying in your brain until you understand. But like when you've been abandoned so long and then you don't have anyone else to rely on, I know I'm bouncing around a little bit, but whatever. Then you tend to get that micromanaging syndrome sometimes. You want to make sure it's done your way. Because when you wait for someone else that promised they would do something, but they deliberately did that on purpose to keep you waiting and relying on their energy, which is another form of manipulation and energy attachments, then that's what they love to do. Oh, I got you. All right, and then you rely on them. Confirmation, bitches. So I had to break away from all those energetic umbilical cords of manipulation just so they can feel validated like I need them. Hence, they were super surprised when a few years ago I just said, fuck them all. And I was like, I don't need none of them. I don't need to crawl back to them and ask for shit because when I asked for something, like $20 to get a pizza, they would like freak the fuck out like I'm asking them to buy me a mansion, even though I got mansions out there, right? So look, all the little things and all the money they did provide was my own money that they were stealing from me. So like they can never say they helped me out in any ways. But we know that we've all helped each other out in the humbling sense, in the lesson sense. We have helped each other out. It's just me being emotional. It's like, well, fuck these motherfuckers. They stole from me and just handed me crumbs so they can keep me reliant and keep me in some janitorial state of mind, 9 to 5 type of worker body, which is no shame to anybody. If you know your path and you're happy with your path and you're happy with it, that's just not my path. I'm royalty. I'm the chosen one, okay? I'm the rightful heir of my inheritances, okay? I know who I am, but they don't know who they are, so they get threatened by that, and hence they may be behind the skies of being a Christian, then they perpetrate like, I'm the devilish one, I'm the Antichrist. As soon as I started finding myself in 2020 with Rashad Jamal, helping a lot of the cosmic star seeds out here figure out who they are, the people that was in my circle I thought were friends were calling me the Antichrist and shit like that. Then I put a video out here about white folks supposedly having DNA of dog because how Jakku made Caucasians to worship him since he was cast out of heaven. And if you know, you know, he made his creation the Caucasians and they emerged out the Caucasus Mountains, and then we taught them how to walk, teach them alphabet. If you know, you know, follow Rashad Jamal, the origin of white folks. So I started putting videos out there like that. And on Facebook, I saw Orb, that was dope. And then people started getting upset, like, oh, you hate white folks? I was like, no, confirmation, bitch. I was like, I love everybody. It was just somebody that I grew up with since kindergarten I thought was really my friend. But once I started finding out who I was, then he wanted to control my narrative, say, this is not who you are, this is who you are. When I started saying that, this is the best time of my life in 2020 when I found out who I am, he would make me feel guilty. Hey, don't you remember our times, man? You can't say, how are you going to say this is the best time of your life? We've had some great times. I was like, this is no Confirmation, bitches? There's no dick measuring contest or anything. I'm just telling you, this is the best period of my life since I know who I am now. I feel aligned in my life's mission. I'm not like confused. Like it's a very fearful thing to be confused and then just bounce on all types of opportunities. I was one of those people. Like after the music died and me and my groups, our group, Flawless, once that started dying down around 2007, I think, then I started figuring out what I wanted to do in life. And then I started doing my videos of me doing my construction jobs, plowing jobs, just everything. I just started documenting and showing the world I'm multifaceted. I have more than just music. People say, hey, what are you doing with your music? Yada, yada. So I just started showcasing more of who I am, and people wanted to change my narrative. And then I realized the closer you get to God, the more you're going to separate from the people that supposedly love you. So that's the path I'm on now, and I figured out that my family has been against me the whole time because they never wanted me to realize who I was. Because they've known since birth who I was, and they wanted to control my narrative, and they did a whole bunch of shit. Put me in secret programs. I may have been adopted. I'm figuring out things daily. You know what I mean? And once again, side note, I called the internal affairs off of 160 Duke Gloucester in Annapolis, Maryland, downtown. I left a long message. It gave me a prompt saying, oh, well, this is a long message. Continue this message. So I believe I continued it real quick. I documented it on my phone and so forth. So if any of you guys are trying to reach me, my phone has been cloned. So someone may attempt to act like they're me and say, I didn't mean to call. Don't fall for it, but I know you guys are professionals. You've been studying the whole case. So if you need to contact me, you know how to reach me. You know where I'm at. So don't reach out. Don't be some lazy ass officer eating some donuts and shit, Krispy Kremes, and reach out to me and then, yeah, well, he didn't call back. I guess he's not that important, or he's not that serious about it. No, I'm serious about every name I dropped on all that bullshit because I need to leave some receipts as well because I'm not one of those cats. I never like calling y'all cops because y'all didn't do a lot of shit for us. If you know, you know. But hey, my ancestors say reach out because this is what it is. So do your homework, bada bings. I appreciate everyone that's being righteous, utilizing your authority properly and not just stuffing some breast pocket Tony Soprano bribery in your pocket and then trying to go against me. So we know the corruption, lawyers, judges, doctors, people at the post office, violating my HIPAA laws, all that shit y'all are done, you know what I'm saying? Violating more than my privacy, y'all done. So long story short, when you're by yourself, you tend to do shit yourself because my dad used to remind me if you want something done when I was younger, if you want something done right, do it yourself. It is. I believe God, and a lot of times God says sit down. I sit down and I get anxious because I see people on here talking shit and just boom, boom, boom. And then I get agitated. It's like, oh, hell no, not these weak pussies talking shit about me and bragging about them stealing shit. I got to find them, right? But God's like, this is all part of the plan. I need them to get caught up. I need their flying monkeys to go after each other. I need them to get mad at the corporate leader. Because supposedly their flying monkeys are financing her life. Like she's really a loser out here. Another orb. She's really a loser out here, not providing for anything and having people that she manipulated to do her dirty work. And I was sitting back taking a cosmic shower yesterday. I was like, man, if Megan was just pure-hearted and really utilized her talent right in this tarot community, Megan, the draconic priestess, even though I don't like saying the name, but this is call-out season. If she used her powers properly and not just look at my videos, slow it down, shadow ban it, then jump up right away and do a live and then just take what she saw me do and just attempt to recreate my style, it's so dry, surface level, sad. She would really be fucking a beast out here. Hence her competitive, obsessive Joker, Harley Quinn mentality. Like she's so obsessed and she has devil attachment to her. It's gone. It's sad. That's why I had to leave her a long time ago. And I never even slept with her. Nothing. Never kissed her. Never met her. And she's in Canada. I'm in Maryland. All right. The power of the internet, the illusion of the internet, her lies manipulate a lot of people to jump on her bandwagon, to do the most, to get promised pay. And now she can't fork it up. And now she's ducking and Donald ducking and forming new alliances and leaving y'all as expendable soldiers like you all were from the jump. This is a major lesson for a lot of people. See the birds flying past. we need to use our discernment to a level that we've never used it before. Because I was falling victim just for people that look good, had good titties, and were smiling at me, and had fat asses. Oh yeah, that's right. I want to marry her. But God showed me how I need to discern, and since there's levels to it, I gotta look through the heart, the soul, the flesh. I can't just look on the outside. That's why I posted up Wealthy Lauren yesterday. I bumped into her a few days online. I was like, shit, I like her steez. I love her country accent. And then I look in the heavens. I was like, man, why are you doing this, God? I love light. I love bathrobe spiritual. If I'm saying her, sometimes I, you know, and I love both of them, you know. And mind you, got the TSO, your profile picture. You turn around showing your yams. I was like, damn, you got some yams. Maybe you want to put my face all up in it, from the bottom of the crack to the top. Yeah, I'm one of them people too. I like the cracks that like it got the nice curvature. You know what I mean? Like a cartoon drawing crack. I had a girl back in the day that just had one of them perfect cartoon shaped cracks. You know what I'm saying? You just drop a coin in that joint, look like a coin slot. Whew. So if you got a coin slot ass crack, it's a wrap. But let's get back on topic. So I bumped into Wealthy Lauren. I was like, man, I like that steez because that's the Mickey Rourke type of energy I've always embodied. A lot of us, 144 does embody, you know, Brittany the Cosmic Wifey, a lot of us embody that same energy. But it just made me think when I posted her videos, like, this is the energy I'm looking for my collective. I like someone that's blunt, brave. She knows about isolation. She knows how it is to have her foundation ripped from underneath of her. Getting a proper perspective to go within to make yourself a better person. So I was watching her videos yesterday feeling like I was a stalker. I was like, damn, I like her steez. And she was just talking about like, hey man, a few years ago I didn't have the confidence I have now. I had to go within and get my attitude right. I had to clean my place. It was dirty. I had to get my house and to match my spirit and so forth. And I was listening to her last night. I was like, yeah, that's the proper shadow work right there. That's not somebody that just read a book and is being regurgitated. Like, that's how you do shadow work. No, you can tell when it's authentic, when someone really is going through their work. So I was thinking last night, like, she's on the list as a collective. Let's just start there, because I don't want to be those guys like, oh, I'll marry her too. But I like her steez, super independent, healthy. I was listening to how she eats and stuff. So okay, I like that steez. And she can take care of herself. I like someone that can take care of themselves and don't need a shoulder. I don't want to be one of them typical stereotypes. I need to be the man to protect my woman the whole time. Like, I'm going to do that regardless. You see how I respond to all my collective out here now. I'm very protective. I love hard. So imagine my soulmate. How we gonna hold it down? But there's certain traits I'm looking for. Not no manipulators that hear my video and then go out saying, well, I think you may be doubting and dwindling a little bit, and I don't think you know what direction you're going into yet. People will love the Jonah Jameson manipulate your narrative on purpose just to keep their headlines gravitating to people. Oh, what's going on, ladies, with the collective? Then you have 1,500 people in that demographic running off that same thread storyline that hasn't even been validated. People don't take footnotes of stuff now. That's how I got expelled from University of Maryland my third year, because I wanted to be lazy and just copy and paste for one of my literature classes, and then taking the report thinking I was all cool and say, oh, I just forgot the footnotes, and they had technology back there to paste and match, and then they pulled up the source, the reference source point I got that information from. I was like, wow. So I got expelled, and then I had to do my thing to get to get my alumni status corrected. I said, well, I'm an alumni at University of Maryland, but that was a hiccup I went through. So we all get through our shits. So I just love people that shoot it straight from the hip. I understand not everybody's going to be that blunt. That doesn't disqualify you from making a cut. It's just, that's the bottom line. Because Steve Stone Cold said so. That's the bottom line. That's really what it is. We're just looking for that. We like to cut of your jib, straight from the hip, no bullshit, shoot him a gab in the finger, you know what I mean? And we know And we know who you are. We just know how you're going to carry yourself from there. We want independent people that can be in isolation, be apart, still love each other hard, and make it work if that's necessary. Because during God's plans, there's going to be some times when the prophets we separate, and we're going to still need to be in sync. And we're going to have to keep our faith strong, because it's going to be some times that, it's going to look a little topsy-turvy, but as long as we have the faith, everything's going to be all right. Just like right now, I'm super chill, even though all this stuff is going on, Iran, Jerusalem, World War III. Man, I'm calm as a ceiling fan right now. I'm not even thinking about that shit, because it's already prophesized what's going on now. So we shouldn't be worried, because we should be happier, because it's going accordingly to plan. You know. So it's just, we don't have no more time for games. Confirmation, bitches. Don't have no time. I'll call you back. That's why I felt bad, but then God is like showing me, like, hey, man, people had their chances to call you, reach out. If it's meant to be, like Light's latest video yesterday, it's meant to be. That's why I'm letting go of a lot of shit. But I was making something in the kitchen early this AM. And, by the way, the weed I got was super crucial. I got something called Dante's Inferno last night. And, man, I'm telling you. I want to thank you, Jay, for bringing over some other shit, too. And, like, super dank, man. I was passing out every, like, 5-10 minutes, y'all. I was getting a great cosmic rest. Han Solo carbonite sleeps or rest. Waking up having the munchies. I was like chewing on my pillowcase. I was never doing that, but it was great times. Where were we getting at? Oh, thank you, Spirit Team. So that's where we're at now. We just want someone that's just like so authentic. That's what. So my light telling me to fall back and just let things be. Yeah, so like when I'm getting these downloads, I'm like, man, I thought I already had my shorty in mind. And God's saying, hey, what's meant to be is meant to be. Don't force it. But at the same time, I'm showing you who is going to be a part of your new collective. And it doesn't always have to be relationship-wise. It can just be business-wise, right? And I don't want to say it's me as a guy. I love women. But knowing the origin, we weren't meant to marry one woman. I know that. I was talking to my associate a few days ago. He came by. I'm calling him my associate now. He's just proven I need to make sure he's not a Donnie Brasco. That's why I was like, all right, Dad, you better be straight. You know what I'm saying? You better not been sent in. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, God sees all. So if you're a snake, we gonna know. And I'll beat your ass too quick if I find that if you drop any. Hey. I love his parents too. I don't want to call his mama dudes. Like, I had to beat your Donnie Brasco's son's ass. No, not that. Not my son's ass. So we don't want that. So everything's getting tested now, but yeah, just God's showing me like this chapter. I need to use my discernment, and it's like more of a faith test. It's like, you've been through the trenches now. The war's over. You're victorious. Now show me what you've learned. It's like, some Kill Bill shit. You just graduated. He taught you the 5 fingers of death. If I'm saying that right. So you good. I mean, he taught you something that he never teaches any of his students, but you're the best Padawan, to say. And you did the damn thing. He taught you one of the secrets. He gave you the KFC recipe. So you got to make yourself proud, and that's the stage I'm at now. It's the unknown zone. So a lot of times I'm looking at messages that are popping up, and I only like look at 2 minutes of them, and I just change the channel. Like, hey, there's love. You need to do this. I don't think you appreciate yet all the stuff you've done. I was like, I know I appreciate all the stuff I've done. I told you it's the money, all right? Baby J's, once the provisions tangibly pop up, we would be even more happier. But God's showing us we need to be happy, live as it is. Live as is. So it's a lot of training. Like, okay, boom. We got to tell our brain, this is what it is, even though it may not look like that. It's not reflecting. We are celebratory of everything. We're happier than a pig in shit, but there's happier stages. There's more happiness to be achieved. And you know how it is when you get paid your paychecks. You know that feeling you get when you get paid. Like, oh, hell yeah, I'm about to go to the beach. Yeah, okay, if you know, you know. So, yeah. We've been joined the Baptist long enough. We know how to have fun without money. That ain't a problem. So we don't need to hear that narrative no more. But thank God everything's catching up with our orbit, and through our patience, knowing how God set up the play. You know, I mean, this is not a game of this is a game of chess, not checkers. So I'm learning a lot about. Okay, I got you. This is a cosmic maneuver to get more than just one culprit. So I'm just seeing how people really operate before we go and start a new priesthood in Genosha. So collective, you guys are doing a hell of a job. Fantastic. Show me who you are. And let's grow from there, and let's get some communication. This is the season of establishing roles. I like how some of you in the collective, right off top, at the beginning of your videos, you're talking about, hey, I'm a tarot reader, I'm a healer, this is what I do. I aim to direct chosen ones on their path that they're divine to be on. I help clean their spiritual blockages out. You know what I mean? Like, I like how what they're naming and what they do. And I think Stay Golden, if I'm saying your name right. I was just looking through her stuff because one day I was just being honest, just no food. I was being horny and she was like, "You look all right, go. You know, let me see how your cheeks look." Confirmation. I love my honesty, but that's where it is. I was looking, seeing how she looks, and then I bumped into one of her old videos, and she came up with this. She's like, "Hey, I'm new in the tarot community. My name is Golden, and I'm a healer. I'm using my skills to help the planet raise its frequency," something along those lines, and I liked it. And then I noticed her very next video she did. She started with that intro. I was like, okay, she noticed I liked her video, and then she started. She reminded herself the origin of how she started, and she does that at the beginning of most of her videos, if not all of them. And I like that she noticed that too. I was like, okay, I like that. Okay, bet. And so that's where we're at now. We got to establish our roles. Who's going to do what? I know we're all far apart. We all live differently. I mean, we all live in different locations, obviously, right? Start asking yourselves now, even though some of these decisions are not ours to make, a lot of them are God's. Ask yourself now, are you going to be an extrovert or an introvert? In other words, do you operate better in isolation, or are you better in group settings? Or can you do both? Because honestly, I'm an isolated cat. I love my isolation, but I like to be around people that vibrate off the same frequencies and are not vacuum cleaners and not just ciphering your energy. If we're vibrating off the same shit, we're laughing, liking movies, smoking, chilling, whatever, man, I can do that shit all night. We're creative too. If we're artists too, man, I can do that shit all night because I know you're not in competition with me. We're actually building something that's going to last for the next generation to get inspired, and then they can build their next thing and boom, boom, make God pleased. That's all we're doing. We're just being good stewards, being good shepherds, leading God's sheep home properly as unpolluted as possible. You know, we live in sin, but God, since he sacrificed his son, that's the forgiveness for all of our sins. So if we walk in the path of Yahweh and love, treat people with respect, keep the frequencies of love going around, and being honest with people, then that's a good foundation that can be repeated. And then that will get us in the kingdom of heaven due to following the instructions of the previous prophets. If you know, you know. So that's our goal. So let's ask ourselves the honest questions. Hey, I can work in a setting. I can do some farming. I can boom, boom, boom. I can work with kids and yada, yada. Then we can start getting our foundation sturdy in our minds first, because I'm ready to take that step soon. I was having a dream earlier, getting myself mentally prepared. 2 weeks moon, if you know, you know. Like, just ready to get myself prepared to be in new atmospheres where I can't just go back in my Hobbitshire. I'm going to have to be obedient and be in that atmosphere and get acclimated. So I used to do a lot of traveling. I'm used to being out here, But I love my isolation too. Like Jadina, you know, if you know, homebodies, we love our homebody shit. Because that's the real energy. We don't need to worry about going out here faking the funk, bumping into people to tell your whole life stories, and then you walk away feeling depleted. Yada yada. So let's just mentally get ourselves prepared. This is what I'm willing to do. These are the people I'm willing to work with, because we're going to have a lot of different personalities, okay? And I know how women can be catty. I don't like her. I don't like her. I've been there. I've done that. I know y'all laugh too. Hey, what's up? It's a hornet. So I know how women can be catty. Not all women, okay? There's not a blanket statement, but if you know, you know. If the shoe fits, it fits. So get yourselves honest. Can you work with other women? Are you going to be jealous with other women? Okay, because I'm going to be surrounded by some baddies, Charlie's Angels, just period. I love women. I've always loved women. I love their energy. They get shit done. They're organized. They're true leaders. They created us. Council of Nine, if you know, you know. We're the guardians of the galaxy, so we're just here to protect the cosmos and God's children and our queens. So if we get that order and hierarchy straight and not act like the men rule the women, men can't have babies. Women have babies. Women are life, period. Love it or leave it. So let's just respect the hierarchy of everything, and then let's get the frequencies right. Let's be honest with yourselves first before you even attempt to come in a group. But we understand there's levels to it. I don't mean to say that like you better be perfect. Let's work with where you're at. As long as that's honest energy that we're harvesting. I don't mean to say harvesting. I'm not harvesting nothing. Harnessing, if you're bringing the right energy and the right aura into others like-minded individuals that have that same godlike Christ consciousness, or that we can Play-Doh mold together, like, you know, clay, you know, Play-Doh. We put that together, mold it to something that grows like a snowball that falls off the top of a mountain, and it builds momentum and it causes an avalanche, you know, boom, 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 boom. If you know, you know. That's basically, in layman's terms, what we're looking for energetically when we come together as a collective finally, because you feel the atmosphere. It's coming. We're going to be working closely together. So I want our spirits, it's 3217, to get mentally prepared like I'm doing myself, so we won't be surprised and be agitated when we're around new faces and then we see how it really is. But that's going to be organic anyway. It's just like when Yeshua was looking for fisher of men, you know what I mean? There's different personalities, they bickered and stuff, but that's family, cosmic family. That's going to happen. So let's not act like we're just going to be all walking in gardens, roses, strawberries, and it's not going to be any agitation. No, there's going to be some agitation, but that's what a true family does. And don't run off and do some Judas actions because you've been betrayed and you're butthurt about something. So there's going to be a community where we're going to be very transparent. Whatever bothers you, we're going to talk about it. If you have any jealousy issues, we're going to get to the core of that and hopefully alleviate the lower frequency vibes, so we can actually vibrate higher in unison together. Another one. And leave that foundation for the next generation. Hopefully I'm being as clear as possible on how we're going to do Genosha and how we're going to operate from here on out. And I want you ladies to help me, because I'm a hornball deep down inside, okay? I want to be loyal. I want to stay loyal. I don't want to look at one woman and say, oh shit, all right, and it's like a damn baseball card and you lose interest after 5 minutes. I don't want to be that guy either, okay? I want to be loyal. I don't want to be a king with 50 baddies. Maybe that is the path I have. I don't know, but I think there's just too much energy for me or you to deal with. Because one woman would be more jealous. Hey, you gonna sleep with him tonight? It's my turn. It's my turn to be in the Lamborghini. It's my turn to rub his cock. All this stuff about a bang is going to be a lot of energy. We don't need fighting. We want to have a true squad and not be fucking like some bunny rabbits and just being distracted. Where's Alonzo and Susan at? Where's Alonzo and Latoya at? It just, you know. Is Alonzo and Moon off there again? Confirmation, bitches. So yeah, you know, I just want to be real with all of us so we can all keep ourselves in check, all right? I don't want my D doing some dumb shit. I don't want to do no King David shit, all right? Staring across the window at someone else's wife like, she look good, all right? We have the pleasures of the flesh. That's why I'm keeping it a buck right now. I love cheeks, I love women, but that could be a downfall of mine. I don't want to go down of women being my kryptonite. So I got to keep it a buck. So if y'all see me going off course like, hey, Zo, put your D back in your pants, Don't be like that cat from Wolf of Wall Street when his wife's there and then she's just beating off in the party. Don't want to be like that cat on some Quaaludes, all right? If you know, you know. Matthew McConaughey when they're eating lunch. One of my favorite movies still to this day. Just the beginning of it, when he just bada bings in the cheeks, it just draws me back. It's crazy. I was doing that before even the Wolf of Wall Street even came out. I was like, this is artwork right here. Thank you, baby J's. Had to be clean and fresh and shit. I'm just not putting myself in some bada bings. I ain't that foul. It is what it is. Love it or hate it. So yeah, and I'm a face sitter too. So my wife, I hope you like. If y'all in the gym, you doing all them squats all slow in the video and shit, just showing your cheeks like that. That's exactly how I want you to lower my face like a construction thing, like a crane. Like I get my breath right. One of my old shorties, they used to call me the mystery man. She knows what I'm talking about. Her cheeks used to suffocate my ass. Like, all right. All right, we gotta have some like safety things. You see my feet doing that, you know the boy needs some air. We had some fun games. You know, cheeky games. Cheeky games. So I'll show you who I am now so you guys can get used to it. I don't want to surprise you when we live together. So these type of videos are gonna be coming more out, all right? Just more raw shit. Take your notes. We'll see the copycatters that are just running with it for the COINTEL. This is what he said today. We already know those groups. Easily distinguishable. All right, we can read surface level energies. We can smell energies from across the room. That's why if I see anyone say something slick, I'll do my video real quick to transmute it and be ahead of the game. Like, how did he know again? Spirit. So yeah, man, I'm a freaky deek. I love women. I love hard. I love all y'all. And I want to work with my collective very soon in person, and let's get past this barrier because we've all been isolated long enough. Can we not agree on that, right? So let's get mentally, spiritually, and soulfully prepared to meet each other, go to King's Dominion, have fun, and do group activities, karaoke, whatever you want to do, costume contest, cosplay. I mean, I don't shit. Amusement parks. I mean, we're gonna do a lot of fun shit together, y'all. See movie days. I mean, all that shit. It's gonna be awesome. Helping the kids days, charity days, clean up the streets days, clean up inside buildings. I mean, we're gonna do God's duties. All right. So get mentally prepared. It's like, all right, we're gonna pick up trash today. What? Yeah, we're gonna pick up trash. We gotta keep Mama Guy clean, right? Shit, just like the prisoners on the side of the road with them little pitchforks and picking up all the plastic and shit. We gonna be doing that. Yeah, you damn right. Go in the woods, clean up all that stuff. We can't have our animals out here just chewing on styrofoam cups. We ain't have no styrofoam some chipmunks out here. Some styrofoam chewing chipmunks. All right, that's enough. You wake up, you want to go stretching the ground, you stepping on the chipmunk and got a styrofoam up in his belly. Oh man, another styrofoam bellied chipmunk. Can't be doing that. I'm tired of pushing my fingers on belly button that got styrofoam all up in them. I've never done that, but it sounded good, didn't it? But that's a real issue. We got, fishes and birds and stuff in the oceans and coming up with 6-pack plastic around their necks. And like a baby getting choked by its own mother's umbilical cord. It's sad and it's terrible. So we're going to be taking care of those type of activities. All right, so I'm going to be laughing when other people run off of that shit. Yeah, we're going to be cleaning up trash out here. But that's good, all right? For real, that's a good way to spread the message. So if people get inspired by this, I can't knock it, okay? This has been happening forever, but I'm just more focused on it. I'm like, this is what we're going to be doing in my collective. We ain't just going to be sitting up here looking pretty and taking photos. I'm a part of this collective, just for clout. No, we're going to be out here getting it in. So get yourselves ready. Get the callus on the bottom of your feet. We're going to be doing a lot of barefoot walking around this joint like Yeshua and his disciples did. That's just what it is. It's 39:19. I like it. And drawing lines in the dirt. And telling people, hey man, the first one without sin cast the first stone out in this bitch. We're going confirmation bitches. We're gonna have a lot of people coming in. Hey, why are you dealing with her? She's a misfit. She suck cock. Why are you dealing with him? He's a gigolo. We're gonna have a lot of people having the audacity to come up and throw their projections on us. So we're gonna draw lines in the sands. Like, all right, the first one, without sin, cast the first stone. And we're gonna see everybody looking over the shoulder. And they're going to disappear from sight. So that's going to be a deterrent right there. Just draw your finger out like this and draw that line in the dirt. If anyone has any false accusations against someone, have them look at their own selves. Well, I guess I did that. My bad. And then they disappear in the bushes like Homer Simpson did. If you know, you know. I'm going to wrap this up. I love you. I got something more to purl over that bitch. And relax. Really, just have fun. We've won out in this bitch. Randy Watson microphone dropper. And I'm going to be doing my Batman Barbara Gordon thing, and we're going to look for a new collective. So Barbara Gordon, you know, sexy thing. Brittany, look up some new collectives that you would find fitting for us. And that goes for anybody. Mind you got T Moon, look up some people that you wouldn't mind in our collective either. Okay? And let's make this team some Voltron-ish shit. Alright? Power Ranger Squad, Captain Planet, get the drift, all right? X-Men First Class, that type of shit. Let's build up the team right now. Let's decipher, let's do the proper vetting and see who's going to be fake, who can do the longevity. Test these people. See if they're just there for the clout or are they there for the longevity. See how long they've been in God's battlefield. See if they've been out in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights. That's the requirements. Oh, what's the requirements? See if they've been out in isolation for 40 days and 40 nights and did they proper shadow work. Okay, and then see if it matches your story. If it's somebody coming up to you with a clone story, then you know they're just cloning to fit right in the crowd. We know the tricks of the trade, all right? Use your neuralistic programming. Vet these people properly, not just because they look good or they play with your bean one night. You're in the club. You're in it. Oh. None of that shit. Do the proper vetting, and I'll be the final judge. Me and Barbara Gordon, like, that's my day one since A1, so it's gonna be me and Barbara Gordon slapping bitches. Nah, get the fuck out of here. She ain't right. So we can cut off our own mothers and shit. We can cut off a fake ass stranger real quick. Our own family, all these fake ass cats. We can cut our own blood off. We can cut off some people we never met. Those are some strong requirements. We got neighbors that's spying and shit and hitmen next door that I haven't seen ever since I called them out a few days ago. And these cats, they have nowhere to run. Okay? Sleeping next to a fucking hitman that was a property manager that had guns in his house that had scratched off serial numbers. I told him, because he thought his shit got hacked. His name is John, by the way, property manager here. And I was like, John, why don't you call the cops? I can't call the cops. I was like, why not? He's like, well, I was like, oh, you got the guns you showed me and shit after I called you out to see, hey, if you're an agent, you want to show me a gun like that was threatening me and shit. I looked at the gun and laughed at it. And then he showed me all the pieces, and I was like, he's like, oh, I got the serial number scratched off. I made one of these for my son for fishing present. And that's why he didn't want to call the cops. That's why I'm putting this out here right now, because supposedly he may have been a hitman. I'm calling out everybody. The guy upstairs, he's a fucking, I don't know what's going on with him. He's like, oh, my shit keeps on getting hacked. I was like, that's a weird-ass interaction when I held the door for you and your mother. That's the first thing you say to me? She said, hello, how you doing? And you say, hey, man, I got hacked. Yeah, the FBI got you. Now you're showing your colors and your guilt's bleeding through your pores. Got the crazy neighbor over there about the Santa Claus. Hey man, what's going on with the kids? I'm about to send a note to Oprah so she can help support me. And I was like, listen, Beth, if you believe Santa Claus is detrimental and hurting kids and it leads to parents not loving their kids and lying to them, I get you. Parents should tell their kids Santa Claus confirmation, bitches, doesn't exist so the kids can know the truth from the get-go and they won't be lied, because Santa Claus creates a lot of problems. And she walks past my window every now and then. It's like, I'm about to send a letter to Oprah. The other day I started laughing. I was like, okay, so you believe about saving the kids, but you want to send a letter to Oprah that's been on the Epstein list, sacrificing kids supposedly and drinking adrenochrome with her and Ellen DeGeneres and all these people on the list, the Black Eye Club, the Panda Club, if you know, you know. And you want to send a letter to her? I was like, yeah, you're definitely an agent. You're not even putting two together. You haven't even done the research that deep. You believe that Oprah's going to help save the kids? It just drives me mad. So yeah, everyone's getting exposed. I have nothing to hide as the sun gets brighter, because we are the sun and his bitch. If you know, you know. 4419. And just keep it moving. So let's find out who the true collective are that are brave like us and knows how to be demon slayers. John Constantine's, John Wick's, K-pop, the Demon Hunter. If you know, you know. That animation is dope. I think Maji got the T last year, told me to watch that, and I did. It's on Netflix. Check it out. K-pop, the Demon Hunter, I think. really dope and deep. If you know your nose, levels to that shit. And let's get our collective together and kick ass and make God proud. That's the chapter we're on now. So all these Megans, fake Freya Rays, all these people, yada yada, changing the narrative, get them out of here unless if they repent. Okay? Love each and every one of you. That's just tough love regardless. You know how I do. I keep it authentic and graceful in this bitch. And it's a template for us to be able to operate properly. I'm not the best. I'm not perfect. But we have other 144s out here that actually do want to hug the earth, that are actually true earth angels, and are not just feel like they can dump on you, yada yada, whatever that one girl said. Yeah, if you know, you know. Yeah, she's probably sold out too. But yada yadas. We love each and every one of you. Keep it a buck, and we're gonna know if you're not keeping it a buck. Take care and enjoy your Saturdays. And share this. Sharing's caring. Check out my website, www.venusvisions8.com. If you would like to donate, help build this community even more. My Cash App is $ZODAWG20. And whatever you can donate to help God's ministry out, feel free to help, because we can all use some extra provisions, right? Take care. Keep your heart pure. Stay vibrating high. Don't be a copycat, and don't lie.